Donald Trump is trying to stop Gavin Newsom from redistricting California because he's scared he's going to lose the midterms. Welcome to the Resistance. And the Justice Department is suing California to block their new congressional map. They're joining a fight that could shape control of the House in 2026. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, Trump is trying to stop this redistricting effort because he doesn't want Democrats to gain a majority in Congress, because if they do, he knows he's really fucked. So Gavin Newsom saw this, obviously, and he reposts this article from the Associated Press, and he says, "These losers lost at the ballot box, and soon they will also lose in court." So he's pretty confident that his maps are going to pass. And, if you've been paying attention to Trump's DOJ, they have not had a good luck in court. They've been losing quite a bit because they're kind of dumb and incompetent. So let's go ahead and read a little bit of this Associated Press article here. So it says here that the Justice Department on Thursday sued to block new congressional district boundaries approved by California voters last week, joining a court battle that could help determine which party wins control of the U.S. House in 2026. The complaint filed in California federal court targets the new congressional map pushed by Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom in response to a similar Republican-led effort in Texas, backed by President Donald Trump. It sets the stage for a high-stakes legal and political fight between the Republican administration and the Democratic governor, who's seen as likely a 2028 presidential contender. All right, I'm going to do my best Pam Bondi impression here. California's redistricting scheme is a brazen power grab that tramples on civil rights and mocks the democratic process, Attorney General Pam Bondi said in an emailed statement. Governor Newsom's attempt to entrench one-party rule and silence millions of Californians will not stand. Which is kind of a funny thing for the government to be saying, considering Donald Trump literally said that he's entitled to 5 Republican seats in Texas. And let me go ahead and play you that clip, because I'm not making shit up. All right.
They go to Illinois for safety, but that's all gerrymandered. California's gerrymandered. We should have many more seats in Congress in California. It's all gerrymandered. And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. And I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
What a fucking douchebag. All right, so yeah, you heard him say there at the end that we're entitled to 5 more seats because he basically won Texas. And then he accused California and Illinois of being gerrymandered, which he's half right. So right here, this is the redistricting report card. And if we look at California, now remember, California has an independent redistricting board that does this. So they actually have a very healthy map. As you can see here, their congressional map is graded a B, which is better than average with some bias. And then their Senate is graded at an A, which is good. Illinois, on the other hand, is not very good. Their congressional map is an F, a Senate map is an F, and their House map is a B. And Republicans and Democrats both equally gerrymander. So I think there's 5 Republican states that are gerrymandered, and then there's 5 Democratic states or Democrat states that are gerrymandered. So again, I don't really think Donald Trump knows if Illinois is actually gerrymandered or not. He's just trying to justify his power grab in Texas here. And let's see here. And not only that, but in 2019, it said the justices said that federal courts can't police partisan gerrymandering. That's another thing that's going to work against the Trump DOJ, because for whatever reason, regardless of precedents, they try and do things no one's ever done because they're dumb. But let's go ahead and read this political article. So this was published in 2019, so Donald Trump's first presidency. It says that the Supreme Court on Thursday dashed efforts to crack down on partisan gerrymandering, ruling in 2 cases that attempts to gain political advantage through the redistricting process. Are so pervasive that allow judges to police the practice would lead to a boundless quagmire of litigation. The 5-4 decision, which split the court along the usual ideological lines, is blow to reformers, who hoped the court would set limits on political parties' ability to rig congressional maps for favorable election outcomes, and a boom to Republicans, who control the majority of state legislatures, which draw the maps for the most states, and best position the GOP to skew maps for partisan advantage in critical redistricting battles that will follow the 2020 census. Now, the Trump DOJ is aware of this, okay? So they know that they can't win using this argument. And I think what they are saying, let's go ahead and see here. Political, let's see. Where is it? Okay, so yeah, federal courts are prohibited from policing partisan gerrymandering following a sweeping 2019 Supreme Court ruling that we just kind of briefly read. It says instead, justice officials argue that the map violates the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause and the Voting Rights Act by factoring in racial demographics when drawing new districts. The lawsuit cites public comments from Paul Mitchell, the redistricting expert who helped draw new maps, to argue that California Democrats factored in the distribution of Latino voters in each district to comply with the Voting Rights Act, which protects minority political representation. Race cannot be used as a proxy to advance political interests, but that is precisely what the California General Assembly did with Proposition 50, DOJ lawyers wrote. So they're going to have to prove that the Gavin Newsom is violating the 14th Amendment. I don't know how that's going to go. Hopefully, I have a good feeling they're going to lose. It might go up to the Supreme Court. Who knows? Let's see what else here. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. That's all I have. Oh yeah, hold on. So I read stories today, or I heard stories about Truth Social AI is betraying Trump. So I kind of wanted to ask it today if Trump is entitled to the 5 seats in Texas. So I haven't tested this AI, so I don't know how it's going to respond. Is Trump entitled to the 5 seats in Texas that he wants to get through redistricting? See what it says. No, there is no legal entitlement for Donald Trump to obtain specific congressional seats through redistricting. Redistricting is done by state legislatures and must comply with the U.S. Constitution and the Voting Rights Act, and is subject to court review. What's happening in Texas? Texas enacted a mid-decade congressional map championed by Governor Greg Abbott and welcomed by Trump, designed to create about 5 additional Republican-leaning districts ahead of 2026. GOP leaders openly said the goal was to improve Republican performance, not to guarantee outcomes, and acknowledged there are no guarantees. Okay. The map faces legal challenges alleging racial vote dilution and VRA violations, Voting Rights Act. Opponents' only viable path, given the Supreme Court's allowance of purely partisan gerrymandering, is to argue VRA constitutional violations. Man. So it says here, parallel moves in states like California aim to counterbalance any Texas gains, underscoring the outcomes are political and contingent, not entitlements. Bottom line, Trump can advocate for maps favorable to his party, and Texas can pass such maps, but neither confers a right to 5 seats. The maps can be litigated, and election results remain uncertain. So, this is what's crazy about this administration. It's like, rules for you, not for I. I can gerrymander whenever I want in the middle of the decade in any Republican state. I'm allowed to do that. But if you try to do that, well, fuck you. You're going to court. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it'll be interesting to see where the story goes. All right. Stay safe. Keep fighting.